Hi, and thanks for tuning in to iGuard Outdoors YouTube channel. Today we're going to do a product review on the Swarovski EL 12 by 50 binoculars. Sorry, I got a little bit of orange tape on mine so I don't lose them. So anyway, they come in a nice little case here. There's a couple other little, add-ons of some little straps that go around your neck here so you can, have them hang from your neck. A few other little things that come with them. Honestly, not worth mentioning in my opinion, but a couple little nice little things, little carrying case and whatnot, as needed, to carry as needed. These binos, I'm just going to kind of go over some of the features in terms of like selling points, if you would, and whatnot first, and then I'll go into personal experiences with these binoculars and talk about that a little bit. So first off, these have an eye cup. This is one of the features I really do like a lot, an adjustable eye cup. This allows you to literally stick your whole eyeball up in there, and pretty much no light gets into your field of view other than maybe right here on the corner. And wearing a baseball cap while you're looking through your binos pretty much blacks out everything else other than what you're seeing through the binos. So really nice feature, and they adjust down, so if you are wearing glasses or something, or you have a slightly different eye relief or what have you, you can adjust them to your exact spot and leave them there. That way, every time you pull them up, you're right to the right indexing for your eye relief, and you can see clear every time. They do have a diopter on here, so you can adjust, for the difference in your vision from one eye to the other. Obviously, the zoom, the focus as well, right here in the middle, very easy to use. These I was able to add on this quick release from outdoorsman.com. I purchased these through outdoorsman.com, and for a small extra fee, they will actually put this in there for you before shipping it out. And that allows you to quick release into your tripod setup and whatever other bino equipment you would use this with. One other selling point or talking point, I guess, it would be a selling point if you're talking to a salesman. One other talking point that I think is important here is the field of view on these. So the field of view on these particular binos is very wide. The NL, the newer line, is even wider than these. That's one of the bigger differences between the newest model and this one that I'm currently reviewing. They have very excellent field of view, especially the 12 by 50. The 50x or the 50 millimeter lens on the front does gain you a little bit more light collection, a little more clarity, and a little bigger field of view. And so really found that to be super useful because, well, if you're looking at something and your vision's too tunnel, well, you're not going to see that deer that's up here in your frame if you're focused in down here and it physically not picking that up. But with these, you're seeing the whole frame. You're seeing a big field of view and very clear. So it's very difficult to miss stuff when you're using these. So going on to personal experiences, I have had the advantage during my earlier years as a hunter, to be able to talk to some more seasoned hunters and people that were more successful than me at the time. And the question you always ask is, what can I do to become a better hunter, to be more successful in the field? And obviously, obvious questions: spend more time in the field, trail cameras, all the different pieces of advice, yada yada. But the one that kept resonating with me, that I kept hearing from literally every what I would call seasoned / successful hunter, was save your dollars and spend as much money as you can possibly afford to spend on your binos. More than you'd spend on any other piece of equipment. Now, at first I was like, that seems stupid and whatever, and I didn't take it with as much seriousness as I guess I should have, until I did get the ability to say, well, here's my hand-me-down 10x Nikon whatever binos. Let me compare them to yours hand in hand. And well, I was able to do that a few times and with a few different binoculars, and wow, I mean, like the difference is insane. And since purchasing these, I've done that with all of my hunting buddies. And I say, hey, let's compare binos. And till now, to this day, I have yet to find anybody's binos that are any better, clear, see more animals, or as many animals as mine. That was literally what I said to the salesman, is I don't ever want to swap somebody binos and say, hey, your binos are better than mine. I never want that to happen, and it has never happened. The low light visibility on these binos is insane. If you're talking like a vortex comparison, you know, leave it at home. It won't see anything in comparison to what you will see in these, the last 30 minutes of light, the first 30 minutes of light, maybe the most important times for you to be able to see stuff. Well, these binos, you'll see it all. Other binos that I've compared, 14x vortex next to these, you know, side by side, a reasonably expensive pair, they couldn't hold a grain of salt to these. You know, the 8x Leopolds that we were also holding up as a comparison were way better than the 14x vortex. So just something to attest to. You know, you get what you pay for. But the quality, the low light visibility, the ability for the animals to just really pop out at you with the different filters that are on these lenses. That's what, I don't know that that's one thing I wanted to get into that. They have a lot of different filters for clarity and for all different kinds of things on these lenses. But there's something that they do with these lenses that allow you to really just see that game more vibrantly. It stands out, pops out way more easily, more readily. You know, you take another pair of equally powerful binos and crystal clear and whatever. Well, you can just see the animals better in this. They stand out better. I don't know for sure what it is, but it definitely has something to do with the coatings and the tints or something they put on the lenses. Yeah, just and then one last thing I wanted to say in terms of the personal experience, the deer season prior to this last one, you know, I'm sitting up in my hunting spot, you know, just kind of glassing, looking around, looking for deer, and you see a few deer, but nothing that I was looking for. So I was up there and decided, well, hey, let me look around, let me look out a little farther, because I've got these nice new expensive binos, let me use them. You know, previously with the cheap binos, I might be able to see 1,000 yards and say, oh, that's a buck over there, you know, maybe. With these binos, you know, I started looking out well over a mile, over 2 miles. I spotted a group of deer that was over 2 miles away with these binos sitting there, so far away that I had to pack up all my gear, walk back to the truck, drive to a new trailhead to start hiking to where those deer were, where I spotted them. Because my hike would have been a 10+ mile hike to get to them, even though there were 2.5 miles line of sight as a bird flies. So really, really insane. And I wasn't counting points on bucks, but I could tell definitively that there were bucks in the group. That's why I got up and went. So that being said, since I purchased these binos, the spotting scope has stayed at home. I've actually sold it and don't have any plans to buy a new spotting scope. You know, California's big country. We have, you know, I hunt fire zones predominantly, and there's definitely times where you can see as far as the smog will let you, and these binos will let you. So yeah, definitely second to none in terms of quality. The price on these was about $2,800 when I bought them new. I imagine they may have come down a little bit since the new model's now out and mainstreamed. But very, very top quality gear. Swarovski's, cannot recommend it enough. Their customer service was great to deal with, which haven't really had to deal with other than asking questions about the binos prior to purchase. And then the outdoorsman.com, where I mentioned getting this quick release. I will do some reviews on some of their tripod equipment as well coming up. But they were very good to deal with, and they were able to give me the little extra add-ons like the quick releases, the trigger ball mount for my tripod, so that I could have a really good experience using my expensive new gear. So yep, thank you for tuning in. That was that was our gear review. I will try and follow this video up with a video of the mountain lion that I shot, excuse me, not shot, but that I videoed with these binos through my iPhone. I was just holding the phone up there, as you'll be able to see when I removed it from the bino, but super great clarity. That video is also on my channel if you do want to check it out on my channel. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll follow up with more gear reviews, and I hope you enjoyed.